This is the bathroom upgrade that made my mornings calmer and my nights easier. This is the BidetMate 6000 Intelligent Elongated Bidet Toilet, and I have been using it long enough to forget what a cold seat and a cold splash feel like. Bidet seats sit in that space between a regular toilet and a fully integrated smart toilet. This one replaces your existing seat and brings in real comfort features without changing your plumbing layout. It is best for someone like me who wants a cleaner, warmer, hands-off routine and who values small conveniences that add up every single day. If you are like me and care more about how it feels and how reliable it is, rather than flashy specs, this is very much that kind of product. On the outside, it looks simple and clean. The finish is a polished white that blends into most bathrooms, and the shape is elongated, which means it follows the contour of many modern bowls and gives better coverage and comfort. What I notice when using it daily is how solid the hinge feels when I lift the lid, and how the lid closes softly without a smack. There are no sharp edges under the seat, which matters when you are cleaning it or when your legs brush against it. The water line and the power cable exit neatly from one side, so I can route them along the wall and they do not catch on anything. The remote control is lightweight without feeling cheap. The buttons are large and clearly labeled, and there is a wrist strap that keeps it from slipping into awkward places. I also appreciate the built-in night light because it glows just enough to guide me in the dark without lighting up the whole room. Getting this setup took me about half an hour on a regular weekday. I shut off the water supply to the toilet and flushed to empty the tank. I removed my old seat, put the mounting plate where the old hinges were, and tightened 2 bolts. Then I slid the BidetMate onto that plate until it clicked. The included T-valve adapter goes on the fill line under the tank, and the braided hose connects from there to the bidet. After that, I plugged it into a nearby outlet and the unit did a quick startup. If you are comfortable with a screwdriver and a small adjustable wrench, you will be fine. I did not need a plumber. The heaviest lift was moving the old seat out of the way. The clean routing of the hose and the power cord made it easy to get a tidy finish. Once powered, everything about it feels responsive. The seat warms to the level I set without making me wait. When I sit down, the system wakes instantly. The water heating is on demand, so I do not get that uncomfortable cold shock at the start. The remote responds with a tap, not a long press, and there is a gentle chime that confirms my input without being loud. The lid sensor recognizes when I approach and opens the lid smoothly. If I linger to wash my hands afterward, the walk-away automatic flush kicks in after a short pause, and then the lid lowers itself. There is a consistency to these motions that makes them feel dependable rather than gimmicky. What matters most with a bidet is how it cleans and how it dries. The rear and front wash modes are distinct and easy to switch using the remote. I can nudge the nozzle forward or back to find the right position, and I can add a gentle back and forth motion when I want wider coverage. Water pressure has a usable range that starts at a soft rinse and goes up to a firm spray that still feels controlled. Temperature adjustments are gradual rather than jumpy, so I can make it warmer without overshooting. I never ran into a moment where the hot water faded mid-wash. The drying fan gets comfortably warm. It is not a blast furnace and it is not silent either, but it is a steady airflow that reduces the need for toilet paper to a quick pat. If you want completely dry, expect to sit for a minute or two. That is normal for most seats. I tend to let the dryer run while I check the remote settings, then I am done. Real use is where this seat has earned its place. On a cold morning, the warmed seat keeps me from tensing up. After a workout, the stronger spray level handles sweat and grime without harshness. Late at night, that soft night light keeps me from flipping the main switch. When guests visit, I can set a gentler water pressure and a lower seat temperature so it is pleasant for a first-time user. I once walked past the bathroom quickly and the lid started to rise, which was a little funny, but that was a rare trigger. Most of the time it recognizes intent correctly when I approach and sit. One specific use case that stands out is my early morning routine. I wake up, I head to the bathroom while the house is still quiet, and the lid lifts as I reach the bowl. I sit, the seat is warm, the water is ready, and the process feels like it has been thought through. I press one button to start rear wash. I move the nozzle slightly forward using the arrow button, and I let the water do the work. I start the dryer, and by the time I am finished, the automatic flush and lid close happen on their own as I wash my hands and step away. There is no fumbling, no blasting overhead light, no awkward reaching for a handle. It feels routine in the best way. The smartest features are the ones that do their job quietly. The hands-free lid and seat motion reduces one more thing I touch. The instant heating means the water and the seat do not waste energy idling at full warmth all day, yet they feel ready when I need them. The walk-away automatic flush removes that moment of doubt about whether I press the handle, and it leaves the bowl ready for the next person. The remote is intuitive. I did not need a manual to figure out what each button did. The batteries are included, which let me start right away. The seat remembers my last settings, so I do not have to adjust temperature and pressure every time. There are a few quirks. The automatic lid sensor can occasionally trigger if I cut too close to the doorway. Moving the remote just inside the bathroom helps because I tend to walk in a bit more deliberately. The dryer is best for reducing toilet paper, not for eliminating it entirely. If you are in a hurry, plan on a quick pat to finish. The unit does add a little height to the bowl, which I find comfortable, but someone very petite might feel like they need a footstool. The power cord and the water hose are visible unless you route them carefully, and you will need an outlet near the toilet. The automatic flush has a short motor sound that you will notice in a silent house. None of these are deal breakers for me, but they are worth knowing. As far as durability goes, I have been opening and closing, washing and drying several times a day, and the hinge is still tight. The nozzle retracts cleanly, and the seat surface wipes down without staining. The quick release plate makes it easy to slide the whole seat off for cleaning the bowl rim. That is a small feature that saves time when I do a deeper clean on the weekend. I also paid attention to anyone else using it in the house. One person prefers a cooler seat and a gentler spray. Another wants a warmer seat and a bit more pressure. The presets on the remote make it easy to handle those differences. I set one button for my settings and leave another for a milder profile. The seat remembers the last choices, so it does not reset to some default that I dislike. If you have never used a bidet seat, there is always that question about the first splash. With this unit, the start is smooth. There is no surprise jet. The water warms within a breath and the pressure ramps up rather than jumping. That makes the transition from toilet paper only to wash and dry much easier. It did for me. After a week, I did not think about it anymore. It just felt normal and cleaner. This is the BidetMate 6000 Intelligent Elongated Bidet Toilet, and it earns its name by focusing on comfort and reliability rather than flashy tricks. It is right for someone like me who wants a warmer seat, instant warm water, simple controls, and less touching of lids and levers. It is also right for someone who lives with others and needs features that just work without a learning curve. If you value a calmer morning, a cleaner finish, and a bathroom that feels a little more thoughtful, this is a solid upgrade. If you are allergic to any extra sounds or you do not have an outlet near your toilet, you will need to plan around that. Otherwise, installation is straightforward, the daily routine is smooth, and the benefits show up every single time you use it. If this video helped, please subscribe to the channel and drop a comment with your questions or your own experience. Thank you for watching.